Welcome to the channel. In this video, we will see how to execute Cucumber tests by using Maven. We will cover both the execution from Eclipse and execution from command line. Towards the end, we would see how to override the test runner configuration during the command line execution. Okay, let's get started. Let us quickly check if Maven is installed on our system. For that, let us say mvn minus version. Okay, so it says MVN is not recognized as an internal or external command. So it means Maven is not set up on our system. So let us download Maven and set it up. So for that, let us say download Maven for Windows. We could go to this first link maven.apache.org. From here, let us download the zip file. Let's wait for the download to get over. Okay, the download is complete. Let us navigate to this folder. So let us extract this zip file. We could extract it at any convenient location. I'll extract it in my D drive. So the Maven has got extracted in D drive. We now need to set up the environment variables. So let us copy this path, the path up till the bin directory. So this is the path which directly has the bin directory inside it. So we have copied this path. Let us now set up the environment variables. So let's click on environment variables, and here let us add a new environment variable. We'll call it as m2 underscore home, and we will provide this path. So this is the path which has the bin directory. Similarly, let us create another environment variable which is maven underscore home, and let us provide this path here as well. Now let us edit the existing path variable. If we do not have one, we could create a new one. Since I already have, so let us edit this. So here let us make a new entry, and here we will provide the path up till the bin directory. Notice this slash bin at the end. Let us click OK, OK again. The environment variables that we have set just now will come into picture only when we reopen this prompt. So as you say, if we execute this command, it is giving an error. So let us re-execute this. Okay, so now if we say mvn minus version, so we are getting Maven version is 3.9.6, which means Maven has been set up correctly on our system. Let us now take a look at the test runner file. So this is the file which is used to execute the Cucumber tests. So in this file, we specify the configuration which will be used for execution. So for example, here we have specified the features that need to be executed. So this is the folder path, feature-samples. As we see, it has two features. So both of these features, feature underscore b.feature and feature underscore g.feature, will get executed. We also see there is another folder which is named as features, since it is not mentioned here and it is parallel to features-samples. So features which are inside this folder will not be executed. So if we move further, we see we have glue. So in the glue, we have mentioned step definition. So step definitions is a package here. So here we are specifying all the classes which are inside this package will be in scope. In line number 14, we have specified the plugins. So these are the plugins which we are configuring via this runner. So the first plugin is Pretty. It formats the output on the console in a pretty format. The second plugin is the Cucumber Reports plugin. The Cucumber reports could be generated in multiple formats like HTML, JSON, XML. Here we have specified that we want to generate the reports in the HTML format by saying HTML. Then we have specified the path where the reports need to be generated. Test reports is the name of the folder. As we see, it is a folder out here, and then test report.html is the name of the test report file. So this is where the test report will be generated. Further in line number 15, we have specified the tags. So as we take a look at this feature file, we see that we have some tags mentioned. In line number 3, we have tags smoke, and line number 8, we have a tag regression. So if we take a look at the runner file, here we are saying that only the tests which are tagged as regression need to be executed. So what it means is from this particular feature file, feature underscore B, only this test case will be executed. This test case or scenario will not be executed. Similarly, from the second feature file, this is a test which is tagged as regression, it will be executed. This is a test which is not tagged as regression, so it will be skipped. Let us now execute this and see. For the execution, we need to right click on this file and we need to say run as JUnit test. Yeah, as we see, the execution is complete and both the tests have passed. Let us take a quick look at the test report. So for that, let us open this file. So here we see both the features have got executed and they have passed, right? And if we open this and see, the test tagged as regression have got executed as was mentioned in the runner file, and here as well. The tests which were tagged as sanity were not considered for execution. Given that now we have fair understanding of test runner file and how to execute the test using the test runner file without using Maven. Now let us proceed further and see how to execute the test using Maven. First we will see from the ID and then we will see from the command prompt. So for that, let us start by taking a look at the pom.xml file. So here are few things that we need to note. The first thing is this properties tag. So inside this properties tag, we have specified the Java compiler version for the source and for the target. Then if we scroll down here, we have the dependencies from line number 14 onwards. So here, as we saw earlier, like we are using Cucumber JUnit runner. We are using this tag Cucumber options. So this tag is coming from this library Cucumber JUnit. So we have added Cucumber JUnit and we have chosen the same version as that for Cucumber Java. Now if we scroll down further, we have a section called build immediately where the dependencies tag is getting closed. Inside the build tag, we have added the Maven Surefire plugin. This is the plugin which is used to execute the Cucumber tests using Maven. Inside the configuration tag, there are two important lines to note. The first is line number 51. Here we are specifying the test runner file that will be executed. So in our case, since the name of the file is testrunner underscore sample, so we have mentioned it here as testrunner underscore sample.java. Further, we have added a configuration test failure ignored true. So what it means is like even when a test case fails, the execution should continue. So that is what we are specifying in this configuration. Okay, so in order to execute this pom.xml, we need to right click and we need to say run as. First, we will do a Maven clean and then we will do Maven test. So let us click on Maven clean. So what it will do is it will clear all the binaries from the target folder. So if you take a look here, it says that deleting the target folder, right? Yeah. So now the next we need to say right click, run as Maven test. So this will now invoke the Surefire plugin, which in turn will invoke the test runner underscore sample.java. It should then execute both the feature files. It should take the tests which are tagged as regression. Yeah, so let us refresh the test report and see. Yeah, so as we see, two feature files were executed, feature underscore B and feature underscore C. and inside this test with the tag regression was executed. Similarly, for the second file as well, the test with the tag regression was executed. Fine. So with this, we now understand how to execute the tests from Eclipse IDE using Maven, right? So now let us see how to execute a test using Maven from command prompt. So for that, let us right click on pom.xml. Let us go to properties, and here we need to go to the command prompt, right? Okay. So if we do a dir, we see that we have the pom.xml file here, right? So now in order to execute the tests, we need to say mvn clean and test, right? There also it was a two-step process. We said mvn clean and then we said mvn test. So here we are writing it in one line, mvn clean test. So what it will do, it will execute the same pom.xml file which we executed from Eclipse. Let us execute and see. Yeah, as we see, the execution is successful, and if we take a look at the test report, if we refresh this report, we see two feature files were executed. The first is feature B and the second is feature G, and from both of these files, we saw the tests which are tagged as regression were executed. So with this, we now understand how to execute the Cucumber test from command line using Maven. Let us now move further and see how to override the options which we have specified in the runner file from command prompt. So what it means is, for example, let's say here we have specified a tags as regression, and now we want to override and provide a new value at runtime. We want to provide the value as sanity. So how do we do that? So for that, let us search here Cucumber API. Yeah, so now let us click on this link which is from cucumber.io. If we scroll down to the bottom, here we get to see the configuration parameters which we could provide from command line. And here is a sample. So let us copy this sample, and if we paste this here, yeah, in our case we are also executing clean, so we could mention here clean maven mvn clean test, and then minus d, and then this is the value which we are overriding, the value for the tags. So from the runner we specified the value as regression. So how we are overriding here with the value smoke, since in our case it's starting with capital S, so let's make it capital S, right? And let us also specify that we want to execute only one feature file. So how we could do that is cucumber.features is equal to, and here as we see it is comma separated paths to feature files, example this thing. So what it means is, here we need to say, so it is important to note we need to prefix it by minus capital D, and then we need to mention cucumber.features is equal to, and now let us see where we have the features. So features are inside this folder, right? So we'll mention this thing, and inside this folder we have, let's say we want to execute this particular feature. So let us mention that here, and let us put this value in double quotes. Yeah, so let us copy this and let us execute it from the command prompt. Okay, so let us execute this now. So this time it should only execute one feature, which is feature underscore B, and only one test case which is tagged as smoke. As we see, the execution is over, so let us take a look at the test report. So if we refresh the test report, so we see this time only feature underscore b has got executed. In the runner, we specified the value as feature hyphen samples, that is both the features, whereas at runtime we have changed this value to include only one feature, which is feature underscore b. And then we also see that only the tests which are tagged as smoke have got executed. So in the runner, the value for the tags was @regression. However, at runtime, we have provided the value as @smoke. So it has taken the runtime value. So that's the reason we only get to see the test with the tag smoke getting executed. Okay, so let me quickly summarize what we have covered in this video. So we saw what is test runner, how to execute the test using the test runner without using pom.xml. Then we saw how to configure pom.xml to execute the tests using Maven. So we saw that we need to add in the properties the compiler source and target version. Further, we saw that in line number 41, where the dependencies tag is getting closed, after this we need to add a build tag, and inside this we need to add the plugin named Maven Surefire plugin. So for this, then we updated the configuration. In the include tag, we specified the name of the test runner which we need to be executed. We also specified test failure ignore as true. So in case if any test fails, the execution will not come to an halt. It will move further to execute the remaining test cases. Then we saw how to execute this pom.xml from Eclipse IDE. So we need to say right click and then we need to say run as. First we need to say Maven clean and then we need to say Maven test. Yeah, after this we went to the console. We opened the project where the pom.xml is present. So from that we specified mvn clean test. This executed the pom.xml file and it generated the test report. After this we saw how to pass the command line arguments to overwrite the configuration which is present in the runner file. For example, we saw how to override the values for the features and for the tags. We created a command like this, and we also saw the Cucumber's website documentation from where we could get the reference of other values or parameters which could be changed in the same manner. Well, that's all for this video. I hope this was useful. If you have any queries, let me know in the comments section. I'll get back to you soon. Thank you.